Hey y'all, surprise, you're actually getting to see my face today instead of me being the one holding the camera. So I thought that I would do a little Q&A, and after the Q&A, I'm going to individually show each puppy and talk about their coat and their markings, if they have any markings, and color and all that. So stay tuned for the end of this video when I go through each individual puppy and show you. But I've gotten several questions here recently, not all at the same time, just here and there. So I thought I would do a Q&A portion first and go ahead and go through just some of the questions I've gotten. I think I have 11 questions here. I have questions. This is my teenager's phone. I'm recording on my phone, but I screenshotted all the questions and typed them out verbatim and sent a note to his phone so I can read it off of his phone while I record on this one. So I am going to be looking at the questions that I've received. This is just some of the questions. If you have any questions that I do not mention in this Q&A portion of the video, you can comment them down below, and I will do another Q&A once we have enough questions gathered up. I will do another Q&A soon. So Q&A portion starts now. Okay. First question that I got was, do we worm our puppies? Yes, we do. Every breeder's worming schedule is different, and obviously we follow the recommendation of our licensed veterinarian. And with the medicine that we use to worm our puppies, we worm them at 3 weeks for 3 days in a row and 6 weeks for 3 days in a row. So far, knock on wood, fingers crossed, toes crossed, all the things crossed, we have, with our past 2 litters, we have not had anyone have parasites when they went home or when they went to their 6-week checkup at the vet's office. So far, it works out for us, and we've had great success with it. But yes, we do worm our puppies by the recommendation of our licensed veterinarian at 3 weeks for 3 days and 6 weeks for 3 days. And then by 9 weeks, they, when they're home, they do go on a preventative, once a month preventative. So yes, we do worm our puppies. Okay, next question is, when the puppies go home, have they had any shots? Yes, 100%, absolutely. I would never and have never released a puppy from my care without them having their first round of vaccinations from my licensed veterinarian. At 6 weeks old, they all go all at the same time, no matter how many's in the litter. It's crazy, hectic, stressful, chaotic, but at 6 weeks old, we go to the vet and they do get their first round of shots at my licensed veterinarian. And just to kind of go over what they get on their first shot, which is while they're still under my care, they get the distemper vaccination, adenovirus 2 vaccination, parvovirus vaccination, and influenza vaccination. That's what they get at 6 weeks old. Now, every vet is different, and I do recommend following the recommendation of your licensed veterinarian for your puppy and your dog. But our vet does vaccinations at 6 weeks, 9 weeks, 12 weeks, and 15 weeks. So every 3 weeks they are getting vaccinations, and the 9-week, 12-week, and 15-week, they do get a little more because they're old enough for it. Obviously, follow the recommendations of your own veterinarian. But yes, our puppies do go home and have had shots when they come home. At our 6-week checkup, with our licensed veterinarian, they get their first round of shots. They have been wormed for the second time, like I just said before. They get microchipped, and the full top of the head to the tip of the tail, health check. He checks their heart, all the things from the top of the head to the tip of the tail, and they get all their vet clearances and all that at our 6-week vet check appointment. So yes, they do have shots. They've been microchipped. They've been wormed twice thoroughly. Head to toe or head to tip of tail check and health clearances before they ever come home to you. Okay, next question is, are they fully potty trained when they come home? I know y'all have seen me start potty training at 3 weeks old, and I continue the potty training. We do potty training, introducing them to it with the grass mats in their whelping box at 3 weeks old. We continue that when they move to their toddler area at 4 weeks old. And then we continue it we transition them to outside, and we do take them outside on a schedule once they can hold their own body temperature and are between 5 and 6 weeks old. No, they are not fully potty trained when they come home to you. It is literally not possible with a whole litter. Now, potty training one puppy is a totally different story because it's just that one puppy. You get on a schedule, it's just, you and that puppy, and that there's no attention being torn elsewhere. So it is incredibly hard to potty train a litter of puppies. So no, they are not fully potty trained when they come home. I give them the foundation. I give them the foundation of the feel of grass, the smell of grass, where to go, to not potty where you sleep, and to, when we start crate training, to hold it while you're in your crate. And I give them the foundation, so when they come home to you and you take them outside and say, go potty, they don't look at you like, what? What's go potty? What are you talking about? No, they know what that means when they come home. I use those marker words. Yes, when they do a good job, when they go potty. I use the words go potty, when we start taking them, like when I give them their sponge baths and I put them to bed, I'll put them on their grass pad and I'll say go potty, and I'll use the marker word yes when they do it. Yes, good potty. And the same thing with outside. When we transition to taking them outside on a schedule, when I take them outside, I say, go potty, go potty. And of course, I have a whole litter. So I'm saying, go potty, go potty. And of course, when they actually potty, I do make sure that puppy knows that I'm talking to them specifically. And I will scratch up under their chin or rub their back and say, yes, good potty. So I have given them the foundation of potty training, so they don't look at you like you are absolutely out of your mind, not knowing what you're talking about. They know those foundation words. They know what go potty means, but no, they are not fully potty trained. I have just given them the foundation to make it easier on you. And we have had wonderful success with our past families. And obviously, you know that I kept back River and Harlow from my first litter, and they were severely easy to potty train, super quick. So it does work. It does, that foundation, me laying that foundation for them does help you in the long run on potty training your puppy individually versus me doing a whole litter. So they're not fully potty trained, but they know what you're talking about. I have given them that foundation, and I have started that journey for them. Okay, next question is, are they fully crate trained when they come home? Again, no, I just give them the foundation. I do not, when I start crate training them, I start with feeding them now, you have seen me when I transfer them to their toddler area at 4 weeks old, which we are 5 weeks old now. But when I transfer them to their toddler area at 4 weeks old, I do introduce crates to them. I put the crates in there. The doors stay open 100% of the time that they're in their toddler area, and they can go in and out as they please or not at all. I just introduce it to them. So when I do start crate training closer to 6 weeks old, they are familiarized with it. So it's an easier transition. And when I start crate training, I feed them their meals in the crate, individual. We have 10 extra small crates that I set up along the wall, and we feed them their meals every single meal minus mama meals. Mama obviously still nurses them, but we'll feed them their puppy food meals in their crates. And at the beginning, I literally just feed them their meal in their crate and they come right back out. And then we go outside potty and all that stuff. But we do gradually increase that to where by the time they go home, they are taking short naps in their crates. Always positive. I never, ever leave a puppy in there if they are having a negative experience with it and they just cannot calm down, they cannot console themselves. I'm just not okay with that. So it's kind of like the cried out method. I never did the cried out method with my kids, so I'm not okay with it with my puppies either. I keep it positive at all times. I don't ever want them to have a negative experience with a crate, because whether you use crates or not, when you bring your puppy home, they will have to endure a crate at some point in their life, especially golden doodles, which is what these are. Golden doodles have to go to the groomer every 6 weeks once they, become bigger. But a groomer, they're not just going to leave them out. They do put them in a crate because they have other dogs to trim as well. So they have to be in a crate at the groomer. Vet, I don't recommend leaving your dog at the vet, but if you have to leave your dog at the vet, yes, they're going to put them in a crate. So they have to be familiarized with a crate, or they're just going to cry the whole time and have a negative experience with not only the crate, but the vet, and you don't want that. If you go out of town and you board your dogs, I do not, but I know a lot of wonderful boarding places that do like curriculum with them every day, kind of like a doggy daycare. If you do doggy daycare or board your pets when you go on vacation, they're gonna go in a crate. So whether you crate train your dog in your own home or not, they're gonna need to know what a crate is and be okay with it eventually. So this is why I do it, because crates are so important. And I do think that crate training does help a lot in not only potty training, but nighttime. And it's a very useful tool, and it is not negative unless you make it that way. I do not make it negative. And my puppies, by the time they go home, they've never slept in a crate all night. So when you take your puppy home, if you put it in a crate all night long, obviously, one, they're away from their mom, they're away from their siblings, they're away from us, the only family they've ever known. They're scared, and they've never slept in a crate all night. I do keep my puppies with their litter mates and mama all night, every night, because they're only with them for a short period of time. So I do lay the foundation of crate training. They know what a crate is. They know it's been positive this whole time for me. It's a positive experience. Feeding them in their crate is also a positive experience because they're eating a meal, and so it's positive. But I do lay that foundation. They have learned that a crate is a positive place to be. It's their own tiny little corner, and they're okay with it. But no, they're not fully crate trained. They will be scared when they go home. How do I get on a litter list? Okay, I do have a reservation fee and wait list page on my website, and I can link that down below if I need to. But basically, short version is how to get on a litter list is, first and foremost, you have to do all the steps to get on a litter list. You can't just say, hey, I want a puppy, and we put it on a list. You have to go through all the steps. First step is puppy application. It's free. It's just a jot form that you fill out and submit, and it emails it to me. I review the puppy application. After I review it, I contact you within 5 business days, most of the time sooner, but just in case. I review it, I contact you, and we set up a FaceTime phone interview. And this is where you can ask me any questions that you might have. I ask you all the questions that I have to make sure you are a good family for one of our puppies. After the FaceTime call interview, I go back and I review your puppy application again, and I review all the notes that I took from our FaceTime interview. And once I've reviewed both of those and accepted them, I'll contact you again and say, you are accepted to be one of our puppy families, and that's when you pay your reservation fee. The reservation fee is non-refundable, but it does go towards the full amount for your puppy. So that's how you get on a litter list. You have to do all the steps. You have to go through the whole process to get on a litter list, and that's how we do it. When do we do puppy pics? We do puppy pics after temperament testing. Temperament testing cannot be done until a minimum of 7 weeks old. We typically shoot for like day 52, 53. But obviously that's not set in stone. But after temperament testing is done sometime between the 7 week mark. And I also have a page on my website about puppy pics, and we go in order of our list, and we base our list off of reservation fees received. I do timestamp them and date them. So whoever paid their reservation fee in order is how we do our list. So it is fair to everyone. And after temperament testing, we do go in order again from the top to the bottom of that specific litter list. And you can either pick via FaceTime, which all this is explained in grave detail on the page on my website about puppy picking. But you can either pick via FaceTime after all the temperament testing results and scores have been sent out, and all the families have been able to watch all the videos and review the scorecards of each puppy. You can either pick via FaceTime, or you can wait until puppy go home day. Most people have enough information about the puppy, watching them grow for 8 weeks, by the time temperament testing is done and the scorecards are reviewed by all the families. Most people do have enough information about each puppy to choose via FaceTime, and I do go over each scorecard and explain each puppy, like this puppy would do great with kids, or this puppy would be great with an older married couple that doesn't have small children. This puppy's going to be the Velcro puppy. This puppy's going to need a lot more exercise and activities throughout the day. This is more of our vibrant puppy, and I do go over all that and help you choose if needed, but obviously it is 100% up to our families. I just give you the gateway and the foundation of each puppy, and I'm the voice for my puppies. But as we go down the list, once it's each family's turn, it is 100% their pick, and I do respect my families and honor my families. I just give them the foundation of each puppy and be the voice for my puppies. But all in all, it is each family's turn. On their turn, it's their choice, because it is their puppy and it is a lifelong commitment. So that's how we do puppy pics. Okay, next question is, do we do puppy pics by gender? If you've ever filled out one of our puppy applications, I do put on there what gender puppy are you interested in, female, male, or it doesn't matter. I kind of just put that on there as a note. I do not hold anybody down to, oh, you said boy on your puppy application and it's time for puppy pics, so you have to choose a boy. I do not do that. Like I said in the question before, I do honor my puppy families and I honor my puppies all the same. It is 100% up to each puppy family on their turn to pick. If they put boy on their puppy application and they have watched these babies grow for over 7 weeks and it's their turn to pick and they're wanting a female, that's their choice. If the temperament testing results, after reviewing the scorecards and all the temperament test videos, if they have decided that because they have small children in their home, if they've decided that they wanted a boy originally, but this little girl puppy over here is going to fit the needs of their family better, that's 100% up to them. It's their turn. I'm the voice for my puppies. I do tell you, you have small kids in your house. These are the puppies that will work wonderfully with small children. These are the puppies that might not, or, I do go over that with all of my families. And if that family decides the complete opposite of what they put on their puppy application gender-wise, then that's 100% up to them, because I've honored my puppies by giving everyone the temperament test videos and the temperament test scores and explaining how each puppy has lined up in temperament-wise. And if you need a puppy that's going to be best for small children, then I'm going to tell you which puppies are going to be best for small children. Obviously, every puppy has to be trained and all that, but temperament-wise, I can tell you, these are the traits you're looking for. These are the puppies that have it. Obviously, they could not choose any of them. That's 100% up to them. So do we do puppy pics by gender? No. We do ask all of our families to be open-minded, because we do not do puppy pics by gender. Just note it. That way, when I'm raising the puppies, I know that this family was more interested in girls. So I know that when that family asked me questions about the litter, I know that they were more interested in girls. Obviously, I go through the whole litter with them, but I hope this makes sense. But do we do puppy pics by gender? No. We do ask all of our families to be open-minded, especially the ones further down on the list, towards the bottom of the litter list, because I do not know when it comes to last pick. I don't know if the last pick is going to be a boy or a girl until the pick before that has chosen their puppy. So we do ask everyone to be open-minded on gender, color, coat, everything. And we hope and pray that anyone getting a puppy from us wants a puppy from us, not because of coat, color, or gender. But we hope that all of our puppy families are just wanting a puppy from us because of how we raise them and how we love them. But obviously, I know some people have preferences, and that is 100% fine. But we do ask everyone to be open-minded. Okay, next question is there any way to move further up on the list? The only way to get further up on the list, once we have our list and the litters here and all the things, once we have people on that list, the only way to move further up on the list is if another family ahead of you has unforeseen circumstances come up and they need to move to another list, or they have to get off the list completely for whatever reason of their own. If that happens, then that's the only way to move up on the list. So their spot would open up, and then I would just move literally everyone up one spot. So that's the only way to get up higher on the list. I've been asked before, if we pay in full, can we get top spot on the list or higher up on the list? No, it's not about the money for me. I do not do this for money. I do this because I truly feel like I was called from a higher power to raise these puppies and share the power of a dog. And I do truly believe in the power of a dog for healing hearts, changing lives, and this is why I do this. I do not do this for the money. It's not about money to me. So paying in full or not does not matter. Literally, the only way to move up on the list is if a family that is already on the list has unforeseen circumstances and they have to move to another list, or have to completely get off the list until a future litter. So no, there is not. And we hope that every family stays on the list and doesn't have any unforeseen circumstances, because we do love to, send our puppies home to heal hearts and change lives and be that heart dog for somebody. So there's that question. The next question kind of piggybacks the question before that. What if we need off the list? Can we move to another list? Yes, you can. I do. Your reservation fee is non-refundable, but Like I said, it's not about the money for me. I'm not out to take people's money. So I do give you the option. If you have unforeseen circumstances and you cannot get a puppy from the list you are on, then yes, you can swap to another litter list. You can swap litters up to 3 times, and obviously I do have to stop it at some point. But if you cannot choose a puppy within 3 litters, obviously you would forfeit your reservation fee, and you would just move all the way down to the bottom of our master list. But surely, you know, I always think that surely people can choose a puppy by 3 litters, so that's why I did that. But yes, you can move to another litter list. Obviously, I cannot guarantee if we do have a litter on the ground when you need to move to another litter list. Like currently, our litter that's on the ground right now, if anyone on this litter list needed to move to another litter list, obviously I cannot guarantee pregnancy. I cannot guarantee the mom. Like if you wanted another Maggie litter, Maggie's only having 1 more litter, so it'll be her retirement litter. So if she did not get pregnant, obviously I cannot guarantee a puppy from that litter, because we plan the future. We're just kind of planning everything, but it's all in Mother Nature's hands, and heats don't always come in, and she might have a silent heat and us not even know she was in heat. Pregnancies do not always take. She could get pregnant, and I have breeder friends that have lost their whole litters, a miscarriage, they're just like humans. So obviously I cannot guarantee. If you were to move to another litter list, I cannot guarantee a certain mom, or cannot guarantee a time frame. Like if I were to say she's estimated to be due back in heat this time, so estimating puppies to arrive at this time and go home at this time. I can say that all day long, but I cannot guarantee it until it actually comes forth and happens. So yes, you can move to another litter list, but it's all up to Mother Nature when it comes time to do the breeding process all over again. And so there's that question. I hope that made sense, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest and transparent, because I'm not the kind of person that just puts this facade up. And no, especially not in breeding. You cannot be artificial. You can't. It's transparency from me all the way. So not being mean, I'm just being transparent and being honest. I cannot control Mother Nature. So far we have been very blessed, and this is our 3rd litter, and we have been very blessed. Maggie has successfully, she's not had any issues. We've not had any issues so far. So we have been very blessed. Knock on wood, fingers crossed, toes crossed, all the things crossed that continues. But in this line of work, sadness is going to happen, and I know it. I just haven't experienced that just yet. So there's that question. Another question is, will Maggie have another litter with Oliver? We do plan on, I don't know if any of you check my website periodically, but I do have on there future planned litters. And y'all are gonna have to ignore the noise. All 5 kids are on summer break, so they are all here. And my husband is at the office. He's not here, so I'm doing this solo. Will Maggie have another litter with Oliver? Maggie's fall litter for fall 2022 is going to be her retirement litter. We are planning for her to have 1 more litter, and then her retire and just live out the rest of her life in my bed and on my couch. But obviously that does depend on our reproductive veterinarian. We do have a reproductive veterinarian that we use for all of our pregnancy breeding needs, and I do take her to him after she has had a litter and she has weaned that litter and that litter has went home. I do take her back to him. I take her to him to do progesterone testing and all that stuff as well. But after a litter has went home, I do take her back to him and let him give her a top of the head to the tip of the toe check and make sure she did snap back accordingly and how she's supposed to. Make sure she is still 100% healthy and just coming back around like normal, which clearly she is from my point of view, because she's totally normal. She was within 2 days after giving birth. But I do that after the puppies go home, and then I do it again when she comes in heat. Again, when she comes back in heat a few months later, we go back to our reproductive veterinarian, and he gives her another top of the head to the tip of the tail check. And if he clears her, he would not clear her if she was not 100% healthy and did not think she could whelp another litter. But if he clears her to breed another litter, or breed for another litter, then yes, we do plan on having her retirement litter with Oliver again. The same dad to the litter we currently have. We do plan on having her retirement litter with Oliver again. But all this is pending. Our reproductive veterinarian does clear her to breed one last time. If he were to not clear her to breed one last time, obviously I'm not going to go against his experience and his knowledge. So I would not. We would go ahead and spay her and let her live out her life on my bed and my couch. But pending he approves her and clears her to breed one last time for her retirement litter, yes, we do plan on using Oliver for her retirement litter in the fall of 2022. Okay, the last question that I'm going to answer today is, do we plan on keeping puppies from this litter? And if you have a puppy from me already, from our past 2 litters, you know this already, but I don't think I've ever publicly said anything about it or explained it or announced it. I could have, I could be wrong, but I don't think I have. But I do reserve, on every litter list, I do reserve spots 1 and 2 for myself with every litter. If you've been following me for a while, you know that our first litter I did keep back. River and Harlow, they're standing right there. They want out. Brock and Blakely just went out of the room and they want to follow. And there's Mama. But if you've been following me for a while, you do know that I did keep 2 from our first litter, River and Harlow. But I do not always keep puppies from our litters. Our last litter, I did reserve myself spots, but I did not end up keeping any puppies from that litter. So the same scenario as if someone needed to swap litters, swap to a different list or take themselves off the list. The same scenario, I just removed myself and everybody moved up the list. It's not a big deal. But to be fair, I do go ahead and reserve those spots for myself, so there is no confusion or anything. If you get on the list, you know, I've already placed myself on there, so I put you right under me, and if I decide not to keep puppies, everybody just moves up. It's not a big deal. But I do reserve spots 1 and 2 for myself in case I do want to keep back puppies like I did before from our litters. I do like to protect my maternal lines. Maggie does have a beautiful pedigree and incredible temperament, and that shows through River and Harlow thoroughly. They are only 1. They just turned 1 in March, and they're absolutely phenomenal dogs. They definitely, they got the temperament of mom and dad. Their dad is incredible temperament as well. But I do like to protect my maternal lines, and I do like to have that option to keep back puppies from our litters. I'm gonna try not to get emotional, but Maggie cannot ever die on me. She is my heart dog. She is my best friend, and she has saved me more than once. And I know that it's not possible to keep her alive, but if the only thing I can do when her time comes, hopefully many decades away, if the only thing that I can do is keep her alive through her maternal lines and having her babies with me, then that's what I'm gonna do. So let's move off of that before I start getting emotional. But I do like to have that option. Obviously I kept 2 females back from our first litter, River and Harlow, and they're absolute best friends, and they're my best friends as well. They've kind of put themselves right in that place right alongside Maggie. But oh goodness. Hold on. Okay, had to let them get their barks out. I don't know what they heard, but they heard something. But whether it be a female or a male, I do like to keep that option open. We do have our own future stud that lives with us, Rowan. If you've ever seen our party poodle, me posting pictures about him or videos, we do have him. He is a future dad for Maggie Moose Doodles, but he is not related to any of our dogs in our house. Hazel is also not related to anyone, so and she's a future mom for Maggie Moose Doodles. But I do like to keep that option open to add another potential future mom to our program, or a future dad. So female or male, another mom or another stud, I do leave that option open for myself to protect our maternal lines and to keep our program going the direction we want it to go. Obviously, if we did keep a boy back, he would not be bred with Maggie, River, or Harlow because he would be related to them. But I do have Hazel that I could use our stud with if I kept back a stud. But just kind of going over the reasons why. I hope it makes sense. But obviously, I do leave that option open for myself for female or male or both. If you have been following me for a while, you know that I have wanted a smaller golden doodle, a medium-sized golden doodle for quite some time now. And if you followed our journey with breeding Maggie with Oliver, I did wait quite some time to be able to use Oliver, and I feel incredibly blessed to have 10 of his and Maggie's beautiful babies living in my house with me right now. So I do plan on adding to our family and our program with an Oliver baby. So the same thing applies. I did reserve spots 1 and 2 for myself. Gender wise, I do not know. Stud, mom, I do not know. But we will be keeping a Oliver baby for sure. Obviously, I wait just like everyone else. I wait on temperament testing. So no, I do not know if I will be using both of my spots or not. So I do wait on temperament testing just like everyone else, because temperament is very, very, very important to me. It is not about, it's not all about gender and color and markings and coat. To me, temperament is a huge, huge, huge part of it. So I do wait on temperament testing, but yes, I have waited on a smaller, not too small, not teeny tiny, but not giant either. I have waited on a smaller golden doodle for quite some time, and have waited on Oliver for quite some time. So to have all of my dreams come true and have the smaller golden doodles and have it from Maggie, which is an incredible mom and incredible temperament, incredible pedigree, and same with Oliver, incredible everything all the way around, temperament, pedigree, canine good citizen, all the things. I feel incredibly blessed to have this opportunity, and even though we do plan on breeding Maggie to Oliver one more time in the fall for her retirement litter, obviously I cannot guarantee that, and I have 10 of their beautiful babies alive and healthy here with me right now, so seize the moment. But yes, I do plan on using my spots that I do reserve for myself. So yes, we do plan on keeping from this litter, and obviously it would live with me. I'm a dog person, obviously, as you know, but there's always room to cuddle. I do not kennel my dogs. I do not believe in kenneling our dogs. They live in my home, under my roof, sleep where they want. Most of the time it's on top of me, or beside me, or above me, or behind me, or that. But yes, so I've answered all the questions. There was 10 or 11 of them. I hope it's not too long. I know it's going to be a little longer than I'd hoped it would be, But I did want to get through all those questions because those are all the most recent questions that we have gotten. So I did want to get through all that. And now I'm going to either go sit on the couch or do it right here, and I haven't decided. Show you all the puppies individually and their markings and talk about their coat. And I will try to go through it like lightning fire and not keep you too much longer, but I am going to show all the puppies. So I hope you have stuck around for all the questions and answers so far, and you definitely want to stick around for the second part of this because it's puppies. After, I know you're supposed to be seeing puppies right now, but after I went in and combined all my clips together into one giant video, I realized that it was way longer than anybody's probably gonna watch. It was 60 minutes long, so that's an hour. So this is just gonna be part one, and part two is going to be the puppies. But part one, I did want to answer all of y'all's questions in video form and let you see my face because you don't see it as often right now because I don't get dressed as often right now with all the puppies. But this is part one. It's the Q&A portion, and part two will be the puppies. So watch this one. I hope you enjoyed this one, and stick around for part two coming later. I will upload that one later. And yeah, so 2 parts actually. Sorry if there's any confusion. It was just super long and I don't want to do that to anybody.